All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all to yet another informative session on MBA applications. I am Annesha Yadav here from Crackverbal, and I'm going to be your host this afternoon. It's just 2-3 minutes left for it to be 3:30, so we're waiting for a few more people to join in, and then we will begin our webinar. So just hang in there for a few more minutes, and then we will begin. Right, I can see many more people joining in. Okay, so we're going to begin in exactly a minute at 3:30, and we'll do a little small exercise so that we kind of get comfortable with our interaction levels in this webinar, just so that we know you want to hear us talk, you want to answer your questions, and maybe you could exchange your doubts, and we would answer them all of them to you. All right. So while we also wait for a few more people to join, we could just do this little exercise that we know. And we know it's your weekend and it's a Saturday afternoon, but just hang in there, guys. There are a lot of people that are coming in, a few of them a little late, maybe maximum 2-3 minutes. In the meantime, what we could do is let's break the ice by responding on the chat window on your screens. I hope you can find the chat window on your screens. Okay, so for those of who you are here, can you please respond on the chat box? Which city are you from? If you can respond to me on the chat box, which city are you from? Okay. Hi, Aniruddha. Abhinay from Bangalore. Teraj from Hyderabad. Welcome to the webinar. Ajay from Bangalore. A lot of them from Hyderabad. Parikshit. Prashanjeet from Bangalore, Abhijit from Bangalore. Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming and being a part of this webinar. Pranoy Roy is from Navi Mumbai. All right. Nizamuddin from Hyderabad. We have someone from Bhubaneswar as well. The name is not mentioned here. Then we have someone from Mumbai as well, T. Prasad. So I'm just checking if you guys can hear me. My audio levels are good. So maybe you could go ahead and type the name of your city. Okay. A lot of people answering here. So we will begin in about 2 minutes. Maybe you could help me answer 2 more questions and then we begin the session. I'd like to know how many of you have taken the GMAT. Yes, no, yet to take, planning to take, whatever your status is, please type it on the chat window. Okay, Abhinay says yet to take. Parikshit also says yet to take. Okay, Prasanjit says taken, but we'll take it once more. All right, great. Okay, here's the second question. For those who are in your phase of application phase, where are you standing at the moment? What is the status of your MBA application? If you could tell us, applied, already applied, yet to apply, or halfway through, maybe you could guide us with that. Okay, you've booked your date, Manaswini. Anybody else? Okay, someone is in the section where you're writing essays, which is crucial and very important. I hope you attended the first session of today on what Adcoms look for in an MBA applicant, where writing essays forms the major part of your application process. And do watch out for other webinars that will come your way in the next couple of weeks. Okay, Manaswini says she's analyzing the essay questions. Okay, right. Okay, so let's begin. We started off today with the first session in the morning on why Adcoms and what Adcoms look for in MBA applicants. And the other session is currently going on now, which is how to leverage LinkedIn to showcase your MBA profile. And so in the coming weeks, this entire month, every Saturday and Sunday, we are coming up with a series of power-packed webinars surrounding MBA applications, and also what you could look for in your post MBA career options. What are the different kind of options? And industry experts will be joining in the webinar to give you first-hand details of what exactly is happening out there in the world after you finish your MBA. So do watch out and check out your mails and also your SMSs for many such series coming your way. And we suggest you don't miss it because we want you to make the most out of our webinars. So let me take you through this session now. Before that, we'll go through the agenda of the webinar about how to leverage LinkedIn for MBA applications. So the agenda of this webinar is about Crack Verbal, who we are, what we do. In the first 10 minutes, I'm going to talk about it. The next 20 to 25 minutes, our speaker, our guest, whom I'll introduce you in a minute, will be talking about how to leverage LinkedIn for your MBA applications. Post that, we will have the Q&A session open for all of you. You can use the chat window to post all your questions and you will be answered by our guest. So let's look at some ground rules for this session. We believe that we are giving you an insightful webinar and we want you to make the most out of this. So please do cooperate. Responses of the class are on the chat window. So do take the opportunity to interact with us on the chat window. We will definitely respond to it. And in case there is a lag of over a few seconds, do check your internet connection. Maybe you could try logging off or logging in again to know where you stand. Okay. So moving on, about Crack Verbal, we are a prep test institute founded in 2006, where we've mentored thousands of students. More than 10,000 students have come to us, and today they are in the best of B schools, and most of them are out there in the world doing great things. So we are, more than just a prep institute. We are like mentors for most of the people who come to us. And we have a niche set of mentors that will guide and they will guide all the students who come here, and they give first-hand experience of the industry out there for you to know where you stand and guide you in your applications. You have any doubts, they are here and they are from the industry. So we have a good set of mentors at Crack Verbal. And we also have our YouTube channel, crackverbal.com, our website, and our YouTube channel, Crack Verbal, where you can access all the content. We generate tons of content every week on everything related to MBA applications, B school, anything you want is all there. So go ahead, hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon to ensure that you get weekly updates from us. And here are some free resources to get you started, where we're looking at free webinars and videos and ebooks. You can download the link. You can again go to our website on free resources section and download all the webinars. The current webinar that's happening will be also up on our YouTube channel and our website. So go ahead and click on it. And we also have a free profile evaluation in case you have doubts about where you stand in your MBA application. Go ahead and take this customized test where we will give you a report within 24 hours. So let's get started with today's topic, how to leverage LinkedIn to showcase your MBA profile. And I have with me Annesha Dutta, who's a public speaker and also LinkedIn top voice, who would give you the right kind of advice before you hit the application button. Hello, Annesha. Hello.
Hi, Manisha.
Hi, thank you for being a part of this webinar with us. We are glad to have you here. And I'm handing over the webinar to you, and I will be moderating the questions in case people want to ask any doubts. Please reach out to the chat window. And so, yeah, so we begin now. Annesha.
Okay, thank you so much, Manisha. All right, everyone, good afternoon. And let me start off by asking just one or two of you could type in a yes or a no, depending on whether you can hear me. So if you can hear me clearly, can you just type in a yes on chat? Thank you so much. That's it. That should do. All right. So the way we're going to go about this today is we will be sharing first a little bit about why you need LinkedIn and why you will be going ahead with it. And then we will be moving on to actually watching profiles where some of these things have already happened and they have gotten through their dream B schools, and how you can also get through that, right? Please restrict all your questions till the end to the Q&A section. It will help me help you better, and it will help Annesha as well coordinate better with this, all right? In case there are any issues, please put it in the chat window, or just log out and log in, and you should be able to do fine, all right? Now, another question that I have, I learned that most of you are applying or thinking of applying. Some of you have already applied, right? Now, I am presuming all of you who are here today have a LinkedIn profile. If you don't, please go today right after the webinar and start your LinkedIn profile. You will be surprised. I'll give you the number of how many people are online on LinkedIn and actively using it every day. It is 7 million. 7 million people can see what you're putting out there professionally and can help you professionally get to your dream B school, your career of your choice, or your placement after that. It's a huge platform and you've got to leverage it, and that's where I'm coming in today, okay? So my first question to you is just one thing, that some of you, could you share what is the main expectation that you have from this session? What kind of help are you looking for from this session? So I'll just tailor the content a bit accordingly. So if you could just put it in the chat window, what is it exactly that you're struggling with about LinkedIn and your profiles, or what is it that I can help you with? Just put it in the chat window and I'll be able to see your answers. Okay. Aarti, thank you. How to make an attractive profile for Adcoms. Anyone else? Any specific asks? Vishwajit, how LinkedIn can help in MBA application. All right. Anyone else, or should we move on? Mansi, how concise or elaborate should the profile be? Thank you. Farman, what exactly to put in my LinkedIn profile? Prashanjit is asking, want to understand what Adcoms look out for in LinkedIn profile. All right. How to make it look informative. Thank you, Sunita. Okay, so let's do this. Let's get started with this. And Bhavika, what all makes a great and attractive profile for a B school admission? All right, great. So we are going to look at 3 aspects, okay? Let's get started. The next slide, please. So we're going to do a little bit of a quiz. There are some people who are coming up on your screen. Could you put in the chat window the answers if you know who these people are? Just a very quick response. If you know who these people are, we are going to give 5 seconds each. Shraddha, yes, Shraddha who? Vishwajit, Shraddha who? We'll need a little bit more than that. You are right, but Shraddha Sharma, thank you. Okay, so that is Shraddha Sharma. And Shraddha Sharma, as you know, is the founder of Your Story Media. Okay. Okay, who's this? This you should know. Quite active on LinkedIn. Ankur Variku, thank you. Manaswini and Vishwajit again. Nithi, thank you. Ankur Variku, he is the CEO of Nearby, earlier with Groupon, very famous ISB alum. Okay, the next slide, please. This is who? Come on, you should be watching a lot of him these days on Instagram, on LinkedIn. Manu, yes, MI CEO, thank you. Karthik, Manu Kumar Jain, exactly. And he is the CEO of Xiaomi India. All right, so y'all are getting it. Great. The last, who's this? Very famous VC. Yes. Vanikola, thank you so much. Yes, Vanikola of Kalari Capital. Okay, so the whole point is, why did I ask these? You didn't know them always by their company. Sometimes you know the company because of these people. And you sometimes associate their entire business only with what you see of them. Welcome to the world of personal branding. And that is what we're going to discuss. Ultimately, today, after today's session, what I want you to be able to do is you should be able to present your story via LinkedIn to the Adcom. And they should be able to see what exactly is it that makes your personal brand different from others. Now, in this, while you be three different aspects. How do you build your personal brand, which will be showcased going ahead in your applications, even if the Adcom is reviewing it, right? And rest assured that they are going to review it. They are very serious about this. So this is something that we're going to work on. The three aspects. First, quite simple, profile optimization. I'm sure you all have a basic profile. We're going to talk about ticking all the boxes so that you have what is called a first rank or an all-star profile. That helps LinkedIn rank you higher and will show you first when someone is searching for you. It matters a lot to have an all-star profile. The second part is how you can leverage the existing community of people who are pursuing their MBAs or are interested or have already cleared their MBAs. How do you reach out to faculty, to people who are already in the class, who are in your senior batch, and they are probably going through placement? Those queries, how do you connect with people? And the third most important thing that you will have to do with LinkedIn is how you will generate your personal brand through thought leadership. What do I mean by thought leadership? We'll come to that in a bit. But for today, this is the focus for the next 15 to 20 minutes. We're going to walk through profile optimization. We're going to walk through community building on LinkedIn, and we're going to walk through thought leadership. All of these focus towards leveraging LinkedIn for your MBA. Okay. Now, all right. Audio breaking, Karthik. Is it the same for everyone else? Is it better now? Okay. So let's get started with why I am talking about this. I have been very passionate about creating content on LinkedIn and on YouTube on my YouTube channel. So you can check that out, and my LinkedIn profile, as you can see there. And my videos on career advice on my YouTube channel, Ask Annie, and on LinkedIn have actually gotten me the LinkedIn Top Voice tag, which is one of the top 15 creators of any career related advice in India, right? And this is something I'm talking to you about because I have successfully gone through the entire process of building a personal brand with LinkedIn over the past 2 years. And that is how I can tell you what nitty-gritties have actually helped in it, all right? So let's get started. The next slide, please. I would love all of you to have a small notebook if you have, or something to write around you right now, even if it's on your phone. Could you take down a few names? We will actually be going through some profiles and we will be seeing what's crucial in that, right? Even if you are missing out right now, it's not very clear, not very visible, just write down the name of the candidates, go back on LinkedIn, look these profiles up, and you ton of value, okay? So first, I would love to talk about Madhuri Verma. Please go check out this profile. She is an alum of ISB. She was in the 2018 cohort. She was LinkedIn campus editor. And that actually helped her land a great job with Barclays right after her tenure was over, right? So profile optimization, if you look at someone whose profile is amazing, I think Madhuri's profile is completely all-star. As you can see very well with some basics. So I'll just talk of two before we move on to the next slide. Look at the profile picture. LinkedIn is not Facebook. You can't just put any picture there. It has to be a professional headshot. What do I mean by that? Look at the background. It's neutral. She is wearing something that is semi-formal or formal, and she has her face towards the camera. Her eyes are visible. She's smiling. She's looking confident. And there is that air of professionalism in the picture. You are serious about being an MBA student. You're serious about being a B school grad. You need to look professional right from your profile picture on LinkedIn. So get someone to take a professional headshot. It can be done even on the phone. You can just edit it later. And if possible, have a cover picture. Here she has a cover picture of ISB, but that I think she put it after she got through ISB. But it can be different kinds of cover pictures, as we'll see going ahead, okay? So let's move on and see what are the basics for profile optimization, okay? All right, so the first thing that I told you, did we miss one slide, Manisha?
No, this is the one.
Okay, right. So the basics that I told you are first getting the headshot done, getting that background done, right? And if I could just go back to the last slide once. Yes, thank you. You will see what's written right under that, under her name. It's written Barclays Rising Star, ISB cohort, public speaker and leader, author, editor, reviewer. Okay, her location is given, and 500 plus connections. That's anybody, if you have 500 plus connections, it can be 30,000 is the limit of meaningful connections and network on LinkedIn, but anything above 500 and they will show 500 plus connections, right? Now, the first title and subtitle, those are very important in a profile when you are going ahead and you're presenting yourself to the Adcom. What are you doing currently? That should be very clear from the first line. Are you a student? Are you working somewhere? Even if you were a student, where were you? And if you are a committee member, if you are, say, for example, with Toastmasters, if you are with Rotary, if you are with the ISEC, all of these things matter. If currently you are heading the debating society, you are heading the hackathon somewhere, all of these things should be very visible on the first line of your profile, which some people also choose to write as a storyline. So just like you have a storyline for your your essays, the same way you can write that I am looking for a great marketing role or an opportunity in this, or I am looking for my next career move. Something that is very clear about where you are headed from here, okay? All right, the next slide. What are the other things that you need to have filled in, just like you fill in the other resume parts of any B-School application? Think of LinkedIn as your first and most controllable area of your resume. So everything that you have on your resume that you're sending across in your GMAT applications, it should come up here. What are the job roles you've held, the timelines, the internships, projects, what kind of certifications you've gone through, any external links. This is a cherry on the cake. So if you have built a website, if you blog somewhere, it doesn't have to be very serious kind of stuff. It can also be something, say, if you like fashion blogging, if you have done something around marketing, some website, if you have organized an event, any kind of external link that can take the Adcom to a place where you can showcase your skills, that is only going to work in your favor. So be careful. It should not have any frivolous content on those external links. Don't put it across to your Instagram page in case that is filled with your personal pictures. Please redirect them to a place where it can be a website, a blog, or even a Facebook page, which you have created for some professional reason. Where you have done some work. It's very important kind of skills. By skills, I mean, okay, I am just getting a few chat things. Of second, my voice is breaking. Okay, one sec. Give me one sec. Let me see what's happening here. Hello? Is it better now?
Yeah, Annesha, it's better.
Yeah, okay, thank you. All right, so where I was is volunteering is taken very, very seriously. So volunteering should also be a part of your profile. All right, what do I mean by skill sets? When you actually go to LinkedIn, we'll see a live profile. You will see there's a section called skills over there. list everything from Java to C++ to digital marketing to content writing, anything and everything that you have accumulated in terms of professional skill sets over the years, you can be endorsed for those skills on LinkedIn, right? So this first thing that I want you to do is have a really professional headshot, and you should have a good background for the LinkedIn page. You should go ahead and write a storyline of where you want to go with the title, and then fill in all the things that I have mentioned over here. The more you leave your profile incomplete, the more you're giving a chance for the Adcom to pass you over if they are reviewing your profile, all right? They need to see exactly what job roles you have held, what kind of projects you've done. In case even a faculty wants to review the kind of projects and maybe offer you a position that is based when you go up to your dream school. All of these will be great factors that will come in. So please be thorough and take some time. You can keep updating it as and when you keep getting more certifications, even online certifications, like anything that you've done on Udemy or anything that you've done via Coursera. All of these can also be put up over there. All right. Okay. So having said that, let's move on. Let's see one profile right now. This is Sankal. He is right now awaiting his admission at Michigan Ross. He's been accepted there, so he's going to go there in 2020. Can we see his LinkedIn profile? Okay, so if you, yeah, it's just loading. If you see his profile picture, again, you will see it's a professional headshot. And then you have there, MBA candidate. You go down, you see something called the summary, all right? Now, summary is, again, important. Just like you have a cover, you have a cover story that goes along with your resume. This is like the cover story that you're presenting. In short, what is it that your journey has been around? Think of yourself as the character in a story. What has your story been about? What have you done? And you have to write it out over there. I will suggest writing it out in bullet points. It's easier to read rather than in a paragraph format. Now, after that, you see the section, Sankal, his activity. So what activity means? We'll come to this a little later when I describe to you about thought leadership, yes? This is the most important section, the experience. You will see here, he has listed all of his experiences, right? And he's actually tagged the companies itself that LinkedIn will give you that option. And this is an extensive list that, wherever he's worked with EY, he's worked with BCG. And then you see, even with his summer internships, he's mentioned that clearly, the timelines, he's mentioned the education, volunteering experience with Mentor Me India, CRY, and EGJA, and skills and endorsements at the end, right? Honors and awards is again something that can work in your favor. In case that you have won an honor or an award at your work level, even when you are a student, all of these things, you must remember to put them across on your LinkedIn profile. Languages, okay, but it really does not make a difference. Groups is something that we'll come to when we are coming to community. Look at the number of groups that Sankalp is a part of. Groups, as you know, even on Facebook, you must be aware of how many MBA groups there are. But on LinkedIn, it's much more targeted, professional. You can actually join very targeted specific groups. Search for the group that's related to the B school you're applying for. So if you're applying for Yale currently, search for that. If you're applying for ISB or Wharton, search for that group, and you will be, you'll actually for the admin to accept you. And then once you are accepted, you can actually apply to 8 to 10 groups on LinkedIn at a time. So please do not cross that limit, then you will be barred by LinkedIn for some time. So don't cross the limit of invites to groups. And this is something that I can get you started with. So Sankalp's profile is a basic level 1 profile where you can start off with completing the different things that I talked to you about, right? Now, if you want to take it to the all-star level, which I want you to be at, where LinkedIn itself will rank you as a first. Like we saw with Madhuri's profile, you would have seen a first, the number written beside her name. That means that she is an all-star profile, and that's why LinkedIn is ranking her higher as well. Now, how do you go to profile optimization to that level? Number one, adding the right connections. This is very important. It's not, again, I'm telling you, LinkedIn is something that is very powerful, but you have to leverage it properly and consciously. So you need to have connections, add people whom, I would say it goes two ways. One, with whom you can interact and you can add value to them, and the other who can add value to you right now. So as an MBA aspirant, your connections would be the faculty in your dream schools. They would be influencers or thought leaders who are putting out content on MBA and different aspects of it. And it would be your peers who might already be placed, or it might be people who are already in that class where you are aiming to be next year. So at least 500 plus meaningful connections, so that when you go ahead and know you can be ranked as an all-star profile based on the number of connections. Connections are very important in leadership as well. Remember this, when you will be putting out content, you need to have people there, the right people, the interested people who will read also or view whatever you're putting out. So you need to build that base first, that audience first, and that's where your connections will matter a lot. Be choosy, don't just add anyone and everyone. It's not a good idea to always add people who are at the same level as you right now, that they are also seeking an MBA somewhere. It will not lead to a lot of value add currently. Try to add your peers, faculty members, and try to add thought leaders or influencers or people who have already reached the point where you're trying to go. So connections right now for you should be more aspirational in nature. Having said that, it can also be target companies where you would like to work after your MBA is done, right? The other thing, endorsements. Endorsements are where you others, your peer network, your connections, to endorse you for a particular skill. Be careful. Many times this happens that people will block you if you go and constantly badger them for endorsements or recommendations. Be thoughtful about it. First, initiate a conversation via DM. Why, just ping them, go through their content and tell them why you are reaching out to them, why you think they are a right person. Most often I have seen two kinds of recommendations can work really well. One can be from your own college faculty. One can be from where you have interned, and the other can actually be from places where you have worked. So your managers, your mentors, these people are the best people. Even if it has been for a non-profit, you've volunteered somewhere, people who have worked with you, they are the best people to give you recommendations and endorsements. You can mention that, okay, these are the 4 skills that I would like to be endorsed for. So I would like to be endorsed for team management, or I would like to be endorsed for leadership skills, that way, all right? Now, recommendations, you have to send a link to the other person. I will ask you to have a minimum of 3 to 4 recommendations showing on your LinkedIn profile before you even apply to any college. So get that done, and that takes time because people whom you will be reaching out to will be busy. They may not have time. What I have seen work in a lot of cases is having a set format given out to your mentors. So you can frame what you want are the experiences that I would like to be recognized, things that I've worked with you on. And I think that you can frame this, if it is helpful for you, you can frame your recommendation around this. For me, if I am getting 100 recommendation requests a day, I will actually go ahead and fill in the two of them who have given me that framework, who have done some of the work for me beforehand. Otherwise, it's too much work for me to set aside my daily schedule and then look and think back on what I have done. Okay, when I mentored this person in 2018, what did I work on with that person? It's difficult for me to remember suddenly and then frame it out. Many people are amazing bosses, but they are not the best writers. That matters as well. So try to give a framework. It saves time. Be polite. Follow up. It may take 1.5 months. I'm warning you beforehand. So get going on the recommendations and the endorsements. It's basically a character certificate that you're getting. It's a credibility stamp on your LinkedIn profile, and the Adcom will look for that first and foremost. Career interests. This is an optional section, but it's good to show your career interests in terms of the specialization you want to go for. Are you very interested in artificial intelligence? Are you very interested going ahead with robotics? Are you very interested in technology management or finance or advertising? What are your career interests? If it is showcased on your profile, it makes it easier going ahead for everyone to understand and differentiate that, okay, these are the things that this person is actually looking at. This person has actually, the candidate has thought a little bit about what they want, and that reflects in their profile. Descriptions. Now, we'll see in the next profile how descriptions matter. Just because Sankalp had named the companies where he had worked, that does not always make a good profile. You actually have to show in the descriptions what is it that you worked on, what are the kind of job responsibilities that you had, what numbers did you show in sales, what are the targets you achieved, how many people you worked with, right? So here I think with Siddharth, his profile we are seeing right now, he's from sales, XG, right? And he was with NUS. So we are actually seeing that his summary, again, very different. I love the line: true doer, soccer player, dog lover, Reiki practitioner, MBA coach. Now, it may not read the same for you, but this is one way in which, right in the first line, if you want to show the Adcom or even a faculty member, who are you? So it can be, all right, what is your professional interest? What's your personal interest? What are you good at? What are you learning? All put together in one line. So you can use this kind of a one-line summary to start off. And then you will see, if you go through the summary, that he has actually used the buzzwords: strategic marketing, sales operations, client engagement, business development, okay? Where did he work? What did he work in? Which talent management space? What was he helping with, right? Leveraging my decade-long experience at the Fortune hundreds, I now look to fulfill my aspiration of leading diverse teams to create a meaningful, positive global impact. Not just where he was, but where he wants to go, right? Now, when we come down, you will see, like with MBA mentor and coach, or even can we come down to the GE part, strategic marketing associate? Do you see the description over there? The stint at GE was the highs. Why? My work revolved around creating feasible business models to commercialize GE's patents. What was the highlight? Okay, what was the opportunity that I had? Is it clearer to you than what Sankalp is mentioning? If I am in the Adcom, you are in the Adcom, you come in, you see Sankalp's profile, and then you see Siddharth's profile. Who will you trust more as someone who has legit work experience? For me, I will first trust Siddharth because I can see clearly what is it that he has worked on. This is what I mean by descriptions. It's very important that you take that time to fill in at least 3 to 4 points for every role that you have taken up professionally. Just your work experience, nothing else, okay? Whatever, even if it has been, say, heading the debating committee or heading the fest committee at college, and you would like to showcase that as a leadership opportunity, you need to show numbers, facts. What did you learn? How many people did you work with? What was the impact that you had? These are the few things you must have for an all-star profile, all right? So What are the things? Just to recap, all-star profile, you will have your picture, you'll have your summary, you will have the job descriptions, recommendations, career interests, and your connections. Okay. Keeping that in mind, let's move to point number 2 very quickly. What is it that you are doing on LinkedIn? You've built your network, you have an all-star profile now, but who is watching you? Are you sure that you are following the right people? Now, as someone who is actively into looking for the best B school or presenting yourself as someone who is a worthy candidate, these are some of the things that you should be doing on LinkedIn. It's actually a platform where you engage. So just like on Facebook, we like, we comment, we share, or we, if you're on Twitter, you retweet, right? You are in groups. The same way, LinkedIn works as a platform. It works as a community. You never know who is watching you and who may be able to put in a positive word for you with the Adcom, or may actually be able to offer you a summer internship, right? So please go and follow the B School pages. So LinkedIn has profiles like yours, and LinkedIn also has business pages. Go and follow the B School pages of all your dream schools, your target schools, all right? Next, which faculty members would you like to work with? You all know that you may want to be a teaching associate or research associate when you go ahead. Now, you should be talking to the professor from before, at least 6 months before the term starts, so that you get to know what is it they are working on. You can actually send a proposal across and you can get an entire relationship going, which can help you work better once you reach the school. So don't wait to actually go into the school and then speak to the professors. Please connect with them, but I insist on this, use respect. Please respect another professional space. Do not bug people on LinkedIn. Do not constantly message. At least give a week's time before someone can respond to you on LinkedIn before you send a follow-up, right? And always have a very specific ask that, Professor, I really liked your paper or your article on this, and I have been working on this aspect. I would like to help you out with this if you are considering any upcoming projects. Please let me know when we can connect over a call. Or if you would like to know more, please give me your official mail ID. Just that much. Very specific ask. Don't go and ask that, how do I get through this school? That's not it, okay? So please use your sensibility, respect the faculty, but do connect with them and then send them that personal message. Admissions office, your alums who are already in the schools, the influencers, or whom we call the connectors, who are very well known. So the most famous alums, for example, a lot of people connect with Ankur Variku because he is one of the most famous alums of ISB, and he's very active even now with helping people understand and go through the interview process. So something of that sort, where you can at least follow them so that you get to see what content they are putting out. Who is there in your current class profile? So as you progress, you may not all of you be applying or getting accepted in the first round, right? So as you progress through the year, follow people who have been accepted already for the next class, like the profiles we're seeing. So go and look at the class profile on LinkedIn. Again, from the B School page, you will have the profile section, okay? Placement pages. Again, if you go to a B School page, can we actually do this? Can we see this live, possibly on LinkedIn, a B School page, which can be, you can choose, for example, let's choose Indian School of Business first.
Just give me a moment.
Okay, so while that is happening, what's important? Why are we doing this? It's because we are building a network where we can see what is happening in the community, we can learn of updates, and we can also share going ahead. So we are setting the stage for the next part, where we will actually be seeing what's happening. Right, so we're now moving into the Indian School of Business, and you see their page there, right? You will see about, jobs, alumni, and ads. Please go to their alumni and you will be able to look at all of the alums. You will be able to understand where they are, what kind of background they come from. Use it as a research tool, and then very intelligently connect with the people who you feel can help you out with the right kind of advice. Those who have had similar journeys like you, or who can help you out with the right answers, okay? The same thing again, if you go to groups, you will have different groups as well. So Indian School of Business will have a marketing group as well. Just search on LinkedIn, you'll get through the groups and then ask to join, all right? So this is how you will look through different class profiles on different pages, okay? Thank you, Manisha. Can we get back to the presentation? Thank you. So these things, crucial. Once you have your basic profile done, these are the next things that you need to do to build your community. Go there, join the discussion. If you like a post, please go and leave 10 cents, which makes sense. So just say that, why is it that you like the post? Not that super great, thanks, it's an amazing post. Thank you for sharing, sir. Thank you for sharing, ma'am. No, not those kind of comments. Just go there. If you have a particular post, an article somewhere that you've written around this, if you have a video that you have created around this, if you have something that you have read that is relevant to that, please then go ahead and drop that in the comments, which will make the other person take note of you and even visit your profile. The key is to have people interacting with you, visiting your profile, and then building a relationship, a community where they will feel comfortable enough that when you ask them a question, you ask them for some kind of a recommendation or a help, they'll be able to do that without feeling that you're just suddenly being very rude and approaching them with a request, okay? So, all right, the next example that we have is Shrikant Singh. Again, you can see that he is an ISB alum. Again, I don't think that the profile picture is professional enough. So that's a minus, but then the way that this person has actually written about a lot of things, if you follow Shrikant's content, he is great with his content and the kind of things that he shares. So please go, you can connect, and while you're waiting for the other person to connect, you can also follow the people. So when you follow an individual, you will be able to see everything that they have. Again, you see in terms of the description is just great descriptions. Can we wait a little here on skills and endorsements? Yeah. So here you'll see analytics. Shrikant has been endorsed by 45 people on this. Business and analysts, business analysis is around 28. Data analysis, it's around 23. And if we see show more, what is it showing with skills and endorsements? Okay, so you see there, so many skills that Shrikant has been endorsed for. Again, once you see an Adcom, if an Adcoms member is coming in and seeing this, they will understand that you are someone who is quite well respected in your professional community. You have done a good bit of work and you are good at your work. This is something that will set you apart from many other candidates who are going ahead there, right? Even if you're a student, don't feel that this is something that can't happen for you. You may have shown leadership in a different context. So skills are transferable and just the contexts may be different. So get endorsed for at least, I saw over there, I think around 12 to 13 skills that Shrikant has been endorsed for, maybe even more if you consider the ones that are there in interpersonal skills. So go ahead, there's no limit to this. There's no limit to the number of people who can endorse you for one. Like for public speaking, I have about 99 plus endorsements, right? Now, this is something that you can go ahead and you can get a minimum of say 10 skills and about, let's target to start as a good profile. For each skill, let's have 10 to 15 endorsements, right? You can even ask peers who have worked with you on a project to endorse you. That's okay, all right? Let me just go down, scroll down the profile a little bit. Okay, accomplishments, see the honors and awards that he has won. and publications. If you are interested seriously in taking up a research position, an academic position after your MBA, then publications matter a lot. That's another thing that will set you apart. So any publication that you've had in an ISBN accredited journal should be mentioned over there. Interests are something that showcase the kind of person you are, but not very necessary that you have to put it there or that it makes a huge difference in your profile. All right. Okay. So if we go back, we are almost at the end of community. Now, the last part, most important one, where you can write your story, thought leadership. The most important question that's asked is why you? Okay. One is why this school? Why are you choosing this school? And the second, why 900 other people don't. Okay. This is where LinkedIn can help you ace the others. I'm sure there are, every year ISB, for example, has about 900 people graduating. But Ankur Variku is the one person whom you know. Okay. Siddharth, is it better now? I'm actually using the webcam.
All right. Annesha will be joining us in probably a minute. So she's trying to log in again. In the meantime, just go ahead and probably post in your questions about your doubts on how you want to improve your LinkedIn profile, so that I'm going to curate it. And at the next session, I mean, in the sense, in the next part of the session, in another few minutes after we finish the third bit, we're going to pose all the questions to Annesha, who could help you in that. And don't forget also to follow Crackverbal to give you all the information about MBA and the applications. We're always here to guide you. We are present online and offline as well, so you can reach out to us for more information or any sort of guidance that you're looking at throughout your MBA application process. So, okay, I just want to know how many of you are satisfied with your LinkedIn profile. If you can just comment on the chat box. Are you satisfied or needs more improvement, or you can just put in your responses there. Okay, need more improvement and satisfied. All right, needs improvement. Manasi says she needs improvement. Yes. Also, have you found your recommenders and endorsers who are willing to endorse you based on your skills, and how? That is one question, question number one. And the second question is, how active are you on LinkedIn? Probably you could answer by saying active every day, once a week, once a month. Go and type in your answers. Okay, Nidhi says every day. Not sure how to approach. 3 days once. Right. Once a month. Okay. Few times a month, but need to improve. Definitely you can do that. Also, if you can tell me what are the kind of industries that you are coming from? We have a list of participants here. Can you name the industry that you are in at the moment? Okay, Miral is from consultancy, finance, IT, most of them are IT. Apparel, Karthik is from apparel. Nice to know. IT background in development. Data consulting. Right. Banking. Sales. Nice to know. IT, cloud computing. Political consulting. That's nice to know. All right, Annesha, are you back? Investment banking. That's nice to know.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you type a yes in the chat then?
Yes, we have Annesha back with us.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for waiting. Thank you so much.
Right.
It was just a little bit of a issue from my side. Okay. So we're back on track and we're talking. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we are back on track with thought leadership. And as I was saying, this is what differentiates you from the other 900 or 1000 applicants who are actually applying at every stage, right? Now, what constitutes thought leadership? It's any kind of say, I'll give you an example of a chef, right? So we see, when we watch Master Chef, we see that every chef has a specialty. Someone is great with desserts, someone is great with starters, someone is great with, say, veg dishes, right? Thought leadership is like that. What are you a specialist in? What is it that is something that only you can do and which you can add value with to the cohort? So every B school is looking at diversity and diversity of profile. So what is it that is different about you? What are the things that you are specialized in, and what are you a master in? What kind of thought leadership that you can share? And LinkedIn is the best platform for that, right? So how do we do it? One, with curated content. That is, sharing content which is like a Medium article or a Quora answer or a blog or a video which we have watched, which is related to our topic. So for example, say my area of thought leadership is career advice. Now, if I read a great piece of interview on, say, the Muse, I will pick up that and I will actually share it on my LinkedIn profile with my connections, my followers, and I will share 4 reasons why you should read this article. What can you learn from this? That's an example of curated content, okay? Next, articles. Articles have a great reach. It's like a blog page. If you don't have a blog of yourself, just start writing articles on LinkedIn on the area of interests that you have professionally. It can be book reviews, it can be reviews of any programs that you've been through, it can be a summary of your internships. The same thing with posts and with videos. So anything that you want to share around, any specific skill set that you have that you would like to showcase as a differentiator, that yes, I am a master of digital marketing, or I am great with leadership, I am amazing with events, right? Whatever that your experience has been the most in, try to showcase that by creating native videos on LinkedIn. It can be done very easily using your phone. You can actually see the way I make my daily videos on LinkedIn and on YouTube. They are mostly from my phone. You don't need to spend a lot of time. And it can be something very live as well, where you are covering another speaker who is very well known and has come to your college currently. Or you are probably, if you are working, then you have gone for a conference and you want to share some perspectives from there. This is something that keeps your community interested in you. People may like, comment, and share your articles, your posts, your videos. You will have greater reach. And when the Adcom is coming to view, they will see that, okay, this person has extensive knowledge about these 4 areas or these 3 areas. And this is the way they engage with people. This is the way that this person is communicating. So this candidate is also a great communicator, or this candidate really has a lot of in-depth knowledge about marketing or about finance. And that's why you can see that from the number of likes that are there on each post, or the way they have written that. It may even lead to a great job offer going ahead, right? So it's very important that you can share content in any of these forms, but share it on LinkedIn in a very consistent manner. It can be once a week, it can be only on weekends, it can be thrice a week. I will say right now, because you have less time, and if you have not done any thought leadership, content building before this, you should be posting at least 3 times a week, right? And you should be online on LinkedIn for at least an hour between the hours of 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Indian time, okay? So Indian Standard Time, 9:30 a.m. till 12. That's the time when most people are really active and they are networking and connecting on LinkedIn. That's the best time to post. If not, evening 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. is another good time when you will have a good chunk of people who will be seeing your content, who will be engaging with your content. So try to post at these times, try to read others' posts and engage with that, share your articles over there. You can even lead them to external blogs. do podcasts, or you can actually share podcasts, you can share pictures, you can go live, though that has not yet launched for everyone. So these are some of the ways you can actually use LinkedIn as your resume, and you can use it to showcase your skills. So think of it as a stage, as a platform you have. What are the skill sets that you're going to show that will set you apart, that will make the Adcom think this person is a little different, this person is really diverse in this aspect, and they are going to make you that offer, or they are actually going to select you, right? So content, consistency, community, these are the three things I'll ask you to focus on. All right, okay, let's move on. This is another lady whose profile I found quite interesting. If we can just check Priyadarshini's profile. All right, I really love her profile picture. Again, very professional. I wouldn't say so about the cover picture. It could be better. I love the heading, improving the world one customer at a time. It's, again, what I told you, storytelling. She's actually narrating a story of who she is, what she's done, and you get that right in the first line, okay? So just like you write your MBA essays, look at her about section. It's actually related like that. It's a narration, it's a storyline. An aspiring marketer with 4 years of experience, currently a full-time MBA student. I consider myself to be collaborative, empathetic, goal-driven, approachable, giving you an insight very quickly into her character. Understand this, Adcoms do not have time. And you see what's amazing about her profile is in her about section, you see those links, video links, how I got into ISB, compete through services symposium. This is, again, proof, social proof that, okay, these are the external links. Don't go by what I have written here. You can actually go to these videos and see what I have done, or you can go to this blog and read what I have written about, okay? Please include such links into your profile. You can even put in YouTube channel links. If you have a YouTube channel, you can put that here. You can put your website link here, right? Next, we go into her experience. She's shared it from her internship experience to her graduate assistant, what she studied at Arizona. And then she's also talked about her work in detail with SAP, right? Now, education, full education, licenses and certifications is something that I told you is interesting. As you will be picking up a few more additional skill sets, you can actually keep showcasing them on your LinkedIn profile, right? If we go down, we can see her volunteer experience, and she has been with Toastmasters, so she has actually highlighted that. So any leadership experience with an organization like BNI or Toastmasters or Rotary can also be put up as a differentiating factor. So it shows a well-rounded profile. It shows someone who has not just academic, but leadership experience, has real-time corporate experience, and comes across as a package, can offer a lot of different viewpoints, can engage with the others on campus, and can grow with the others on campus. So this is something that every Adcom committee will be looking at, right? Now that brings me to the end of what I had to share with you. I will go into the Q&A sections, and I will again just tell you three things. Start off with your profile, create your profile, get endorsements, get those recommendations, fill in the descriptions, right? Then move on to building a proper community, your proper channels, right? Follow me. We put up a lot of MBA advice on LinkedIn and my YouTube channel, Ask Annie. Crack Verbal's YouTube channel is there with a lot of strategy videos. Go ahead and follow them and engage with that content. And I would like to see more of your own personal thought leadership content coming up in the upcoming weeks, all right? Now, quickly, we are overshooting time a little bit, but I'd like to hear your questions and answer them. So put your questions in the Q&A box, please, right now.
Right.
Make sure they are pertinent to your LinkedIn and MBA profile link.
Right. Annesha,
while you're sharing that.
People who are from the IT background, from sales, a few of them are from apparel and finance backgrounds taking part in this webinar. And one of them had this question, Bhavika had this question on how to use LinkedIn to showcase your extracurriculars. Is that even a good idea given that LinkedIn is a professional network, is what she asks.
Okay, so Bhavika, right?
Yes, Bhavika.
Okay. So Bhavika, one extracurricular, by that what you mean, I don't know. In terms of if it is say something like just at a college level or even at school level, dance or debating or just swimming, then I would say it does not make sense. It has to be at least a state level experience that you have. You are a state level person in whatever you're doing. Okay, you have an achievement at that level or at the national level. Only if it is at those two levels, then, or international for that matter. So state, national, international. If you are in these three categories, participated and won, it can be in, it can be something in sports as well. It can be something in, for example, the performing arts as well. Of course, put it up in your experiences, okay, in that section. But I will say that be careful how you word it. So word it in a way there, the description, which showcases the fact that you were someone who was persistent and dedicated, and you actually went through a challenging time, but you had that grit and determination to see it out till the end. So the storytelling will matter a lot. You won a contest, that does not mean anything in any field. What matters to the Adcom is what is the character that they can see coming out of that, right? So you have to show the character traits. What was your learning from that? What was your leadership journey like? What was your personal challenges and struggles like? So I will not discount it completely, that remove it, but I'll say at least mention if it is on the state, national or international level, if you've accomplished something. All right. Okay. So we have more questions.
Yeah, we have another question on who is your favorite thought leader?
Oh, okay. My favorite thought leader, I would say, is Shraddha Sharma, because she shares so many updates about the Indian startup ecosystem. She brings out stories of people who have MBAs and do not have MBAs and still have done something different in business. They've actually done very quiet, silent work for a long time, and I feel that it can help you in your interview profiles as well. If you follow Shraddha Sharma or even Ankur Bariku for that matter, provides a lot of good concepts around the way you think about your future, about goal setting. And that is something, or even about the startup ecosystem. If you're someone who's interested in business and startups, then these are the people you could follow, right? I see Nidhi also has asked, can certificates be attached in LinkedIn profile? A JPEG can be attached. Yes, you can scan it or you can take a picture and you can attach that.
Right. Any more questions, guys?
Abhinay has one. He says that he's done, he's done some NCC work, which is, again, goes into social service. Yes, of course, please mention this on volunteering. Your volunteering section should come in where you will write about this project that you had, where you helped people, you helped an entire village, I think, okay, with education. So please put that under volunteer experience. And also, the other thing is, I do currently help friends establish their own startup website design. Now, how can you show this? You'll have to give a link to the website that you're designing, okay? So in your about section, mention that you can check out some of my work in this site, and then you can add your your friend's website over there, and that will be the starting point. Okay, so any more questions?
Nidhi is asking how many award certificates would be advisable to attach.
Okay, there is no limit to this, but award certificates is something that we on LinkedIn, what we do is we mention. For example, you are a gold medalist at your master's level, you mention that. You don't attach the award certificate there. Certificates attach only for things like you've completed courses, right? For example, you've completed, say, a language course, you've completed a technical training course, you've completed, for example, the Udemy, from Udemy, you've completed any course. then you can show those certifications. Okay, other than that, please don't attach your 10, 12, all of those passing certificates. I will not advise that. It's not secure, to put in those kind of certificates over there. Not necessary also. Just mention the credentials. Okay. Mansi, I have a travel vlog YouTube channel. Okay to list on the experiences? Yes, but what is the link with your MBA? So again, like in your essay, you have to link your experiences. So if you are putting in a travel vlog, what is it showing? Not just love for travel, but does it showcase your communication skills? Does it showcase the fact that you've researched, you've gone to some interesting places? So you should have a storyline above that. So please attach a small description with that. Write out a good description, a good storyline, that these are the places I've gone to and I've done a vlog, and this is how vlogging has helped me, or these were the challenges and this is what I have overcome. So it should have a link to why it is there on your profile as a B School aspirant. All right. Rajendra again. Manisha, is it okay? I'm just reading out the question.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead,
Hello.
Annesha. Annesha, go ahead.
Hi, are we back?
Yes, we're back.
Okay. So, yeah, Manisha, any more questions?
Yeah, one last question we'll be taking on. A few people have asked how many times do we sort of, go on LinkedIn and be active there, because most of them have said that we need to kind of improvise on our profile. So could you throw some light on that?
Okay. So, start off first by building your profile, and you do it at one go itself, right? So you just take up that 1 day or 2 days in which you fill up all the details, and you improve your LinkedIn profile. After that, say every day you set aside half an hour or 1 hour in which you can go and once you have the connections, you can add connections, you can engage with the content, you can talk to the community, people in the groups you've joined, right? So do that consistently for say half an hour, if that's what you can manage, but every day at the timings that I mentioned, right? The other part, if you are going into thought leadership, then it's completely different. You need to be a little planned about that in that case. And as I said, 3 times a week minimum, if you have to post on LinkedIn and establish yourself as a thought leader, I will say daily. But in case that is not possible for you, or you don't have ideas for so much content, at least 3 times a week. Share other content, curated content. It doesn't have to be your own content, but I will still say 3 times a week is something that you should all be aiming at, right?
Right. All right. Guys, we are coming to the end of this interesting webinar on how to use LinkedIn to showcase your MBA profile. We hope that the session was useful to you. And thank you, Annesha, for spending time and actually giving out some insights that many of us didn't know. Thanks a lot for your time and patience with us. And do reach out to ask Annie on her YouTube channel or on LinkedIn. She is always available to give you the right kind of career advice. And also follow our Crack Verbal YouTube page for more insightful sessions and content up there on a daily basis. And before we leave, we have an exclusive offer for you where we're giving away complete MBA Kickstarter kit for all of you for a price of just $1. Go ahead and click on the go ahead and use the coupon code, and you will find it on our website. And for all of you here, you can access this link, and I'm going to paste it here on the chat so that you can access it and make use of this. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You.
Yeah.
Thanks. Bye.